Great goal. Looking for Watanabe. Pass to Ture on the turn. Fakes it. Will he take it? And he scores.
Answer.
We got you, Jing, of course.
Diego.
Yeah, well, the Philippine football fan community, it's a, I wouldn't say small community, but it's a community where everyone gets to know everyone. We get to see each other multiple times every game. It's a community that is very familiar with each other. And yeah, I think I can think of multiple communities, whether it's online, whether it's in person, ultras or something, whatever. Whether they're online or in person, what they do is they just bring more people to the sport. For example, even the one who made this question, the Philippine Football Hub, a fan community online that is really helpful for the growth of Philippine football because they centralize all the information. Then you have another group like the Ultras Filipinas who are a different type of fan community, but they also grow the game in their own way by convincing people to support football the Ultras way, which is obviously a thing that is so infectious when you're in the stadium. Like they were last night. They were there. They had their own bus, so congratulations to them. They were a lot also. And yeah, congratulations that the Ultras were able to make their presence felt in the new Clark City Stadium. So it's those things. They just help attract people to football in different ways, whether it's through going to the games in person or whether it's through making, as Clark said, conversations online, brainstorming, whatever. They just help in different ways. And overall, Filipino football fan communities, they're really helpful for Philippine football. And you can also now answer because we will not forget.
What you got, Jing? What's on your mind?
Thank you for asking, guys. Amazing. For me, I've had an opportunity to see some interesting communities abroad in Japan and Korea, and having their communities be activated alongside Vietnamese clubs and their fan bases being activated abroad is something that really opened my eyes. I would say that even if they're just 300 or 400 or not even that big of a number, they come in, they have their banners, they've got streamers that they put down they decorate their side of the stands, they have their flags, they make it as festive as possible, and they create the environment in which they want a game to take place, right? So I think the fans have a huge responsibility, have a huge opportunity to influence how a game is taken in or to shape the environment of every match. So I think it's unique to football that you have that opportunity to really be a part of the spectacle, right? And I'd love to see that happen more often in the Philippines, where you don't come in and you're just wanting to watch a game. It's like, no, we're here to create an atmosphere, right? So I think it's really fun to be around. The singing, the vibrant colors, and how they're able to do that in these communities is very impressive. And it takes like a grassroots movement of getting everybody, the families, involved in these endeavors. So I'd love to see that happen here in the Philippines. No? So let's read some comments.
Well, first, Coffee Vote translated the question. Shout out to you. Thank you so much. Si Ciclistang Calabao had something good to say also. Humble community. Yeah, good vibes though. And then PFL Bible was saying the support for one another.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
That's all I could get with it also. Anything you see right now, Diego?
Actually, the one person saying, I'm going to congratulate PFL Bible. Nice logo because it looks like he's rebranded. But I saw something here. He actually commented that he loves the community. We all support. I think this is what you're also saying, Claro.
Yep.
We all support each other. And it's actually good to see that another new page is coming up, PFL Bible. It's these type of things. They help grow the sport. And they help create a community under their own pages, under their own content. And it helps also just make discourse about football.
Yes.
When they put out these type of posts or write-ups that, for example, PFL Bible has been doing the past couple of months. So it just helps make noise about it, and that will just help in any way possible.
And Ducks commented, buy the jerseys that you see here. Aguilas, Stallion, Cebu,
That's
Kaya
right.
jersey,
Yeah.
Pinoy jersey, yeah.
Yeah, we've got 5 jerseys here represented.
Ayun.
Yeah, these are the Minsan Football Show top 5. By virtue by virtue of their, availability here on our show. So shout out to Davao, to Aguilas, UMAC, to Stallion, to Cebu, to Tuloy, as well as to Kaya for providing us with your merch. We appreciate it very much. All right, so we appreciate the participation of the viewers today. We'll see if we can get to even more of your answers a little later on. But now let's talk about the games we had over the previous weekend of games in the PFL. It was an interesting game weekend for those who missed it. The highlights and videos are available as videos on demand. They're available on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/WeArePFL. All right, so don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. All right, let's get to it. All right, 5 games over the course of the weekend. Let's start with the 3 that happened on that Saturday. Some one-sided affairs in some, but there was a very close game in between them. Let's start off with Don Bosco GARELLI United versus Dynamic Herb Cebu. It finished a 6-0 victory for the side of Cebu, who are really trying to pick up a bit of steam in this season. It's been a bit of a stop-start beginning to this season of 2025-26 to them. Thoughts on this contest, the opener on our triple header on Saturday?
Yeah, it was a good win for Cebu. A bit unfortunate for Don Bosco GARELLI that they're still unable to pick up any points. I think also that they still haven't scored a goal this PFL season. But for Cebu, good win for them, finally helping themselves build up a little bit of confidence. And also, I just want to mention that it was a good
and a
moment
quick
also for Cebu,
goal
given what happened recently
while we're
in
in
the
this
province, that they were able to
conversation.
give a little bit of joy back to their
Number
community back in
26,
Cebu.
Leo Gabriel.
Makiling with a really, really good performance. I think he scored twice that game. Yeah, and overall,
And that was
a
an
really good performance. They
early
got a clean sheet as
goal.
well, which is good always to
From
give
Makiling.
give their defense
What
some
an
confidence.
opener, just
Probably the
3
perfect
minutes
layout
in this
for
game.
Cebu to
Crap
open
moment,
this
really.
week. And
It's like,
also
oh my
they
gosh,
needed to
now they're
build
gonna be pushing it.
momentum from this weekend because their next game, which we'll get on to later, is a really tough one. So good for Cebu, this one.
Leo Makiling, man of the match in that one. Well done to him. Claro, additional thoughts?
Yeah, fitting because Leo is Cebuano, and of course they were rallying and used Bangon Cebu to drive them on, of course. So hopefully that that brings some joy to the people back home also. So that's big for them. And if we go to the next one, the other game, Aguilas versus Maharlika. Aguilas 2-1. That was a crazy game in a good way. Edge of your seat stuff, as you would say. Jomaray Sapal. If you need a goal, call him. Scored 1 goal, forced an own goal.
Yeah.
We thought that goal was his, but the referee, of course, relayed that info up to the announcer, own goal daw. So, essentially, Jomaray Sapal, you can argue, sa akin na lang yan, di ba?
Yeah.
In the situation.
In our minds,
Yeah.
it's Jomaray Sapal's goal because, he deserves that award for being the hero of the game. I thought he did spectacular in that match, but that was the close one of the day, and
It was.
as expected, I think it was going to be a bit of a dogfight. Were you surprised at how tight it was?
Maybe not necessarily surprised. Maybe a little bit more surprised actually that after the game was at 1-1 and it was even, that the next goal came right away, I think.
All the goals came in the span of 9 minutes.
They all came in the span of 9 minutes, as
That's
Clara
why it's
said.
crazy. Yeah.
That's why it was so surprising to see the score just keep switching back and forth. In the end, obviously Aguilas will be happy also because they didn't make the best start to the season. They're finally picking up some momentum. For Maharlika, I think they're gonna feel really hard done by because against Digger they lost 3-2 and against Aguilas they lost 2-1. Those could have been 2 completely different results on another day. This is a really good fixture also to see the rise in quality of the PFL because obviously I think in their previous fixtures or in their previous seasons rather, Maharlika wouldn't really keep up in these type of big rivalry games, but now they're really keeping close. Again, they only lost 3-2 to Manila Digger. So Maharlika, they're gonna sooner or later they're gonna have one of these big games go their way, and it could have been this one. It didn't. It went in the way of Aguilas, but in the end, it was a good match overall from a neutral perspective.
It's good to see as well that it started. It felt like there's going to be a rivalry now between these two teams because of how this game had a lot of tension. The physicality was pretty high as well, and because of Maharlika's newfound competitiveness, teams are gonna find themselves in real battles, in real duels against this side now. But Aguilas finding a way to get that victory. You know, if you're gonna be a top 6 side, as these two teams want to be, you need to be able to find the victory, you know, somehow, some way, and they figured it out there at the end. I think we're gonna have to put it on full screen, Jomaray Sapo's goal, because there were some bangers.
It was that opener.
Yeah.
We were left stunned.
Very good finish.
Yeah, we were left stunned, and then the other one, of course, the alleged own goal.
Yeah.
We used quad vision for that. So we pretty much got closure, I will say. Just to add from the thought earlier.
Ako, pagkatapos ng quad vision, naisip ko pa rin, si Sapa yun.
Hey, quad vision don't lie.
But yeah, I think we're getting close to the goal. Yeah, they're gonna have a nice exchange here. But let's take a look at this finish. Ooh, goodness me.
Let's remember, he came off the bench for that, Jomaray Sapa.
Take a bow, sir. Left-footed strike, top corner, a thing of beauty, and quite a way to get the scoring going in a very tight match. You know, if you're gonna open up the scorecard there, that's one way to do it. Unbelievable. But yeah, Sapa doing a great job on that one. And a great result for Aguilas, as you mentioned. A tough one for Maharlika. But they must feel that they're getting closer now to these bigger teams, right? So let's move on to the next one. Oh, I saw this one. Ducks. Let me just say this.
Oh, I said that in the game. My bad.
Something strange in the neighborhood. Who you gonna call?
When you need a goal. Oh, Jomaray Sapa. No, when you need a goal, who are you gonna call? Yun. Yeah. Kara Fontanilla goes Ghostbusters. Just commenting that game also. Yep.
I love that. All right, let's move on to the next one, which is Wantigig versus Philippine Army. This one, unfortunately, was a very one-sided affair. You might say it was a bloodbath, right? And it ended up 13-0. That's the biggest scoreline I think we've seen.
There's a 13 also going the way of Kaya. Yeah, I can check out the
Right,
records
right.
just to be
Okay,
sure,
all
but
right.
it's up there, man. I mean, at least just for the season, right?
Right.
Records were set in 2024, pero
It's on par with
season records.
some of the worst scorelines we've seen so far, and Philippine Army finding themselves on the wrong side of this one. I did a bit of research, and they have not scored a goal this season. In fact, you'd have to go back a year and 4 months to see when they last scored a goal. So it's been quite some time for Philippine Army. Was the performance as bad as the scoreline suggests, Diego?
Well, the scoreline is very harsh, and at times in that game, you could just feel that it's gonna keep happening time and time again. That I think Taguig scored after 3 minutes, and after that, it was just non-stop for the whole game. I think 2 players got a hat-trick for
Patrick Rachel,
for
Casemiro.
one Taguig. So yeah, they were able to stat pad for this game. A bit unfortunate for Army. It is a little bit hard to see now where they're gonna get their first win for the season, assuming that they are able to get one. Let's hope they do for their sake. For one Taguig, good performance, good to get some confidence back again. They lost to Manila Digger the week before, so they're back up and running. And I think they retained 3rd place in the table for now. Unfortunately for Army, for their sake, we're gonna hope that the score lines of their games from the future are a little bit closer. And for one Taguig, on the other hand, it's good momentum building going into this next week for the PFL.
Claro?
That is the biggest, 13. I checked because Kaya's win. I mean, all due respect, just stating the facts, it was 12 for Kaya.
Yeah.
Over Army. This one is 13.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully Philippine Army get their act together. But yeah, Patrick Rachel, Casemiro led the way there.
The check, check, 1 2, 1 2, check. Good afternoon from the Rizal Memorial Football Stadium, where it is game 2 of our Saturday triple header, and it is a matchup between Valenzuela PB Mendiola and Don Bosco Garelli United. Two teams that are looking to gain a bit of momentum here in round 1, and a huge opportunity for both sides to get one over the other and to lift themselves up from the standings and to really assert themselves here in round 1. Let's hone in very quickly on Valenzuela PB Mendiola FC. And while we do that, I'd like to welcome Alex Lagman, who is joining me for this one. My name is Jing Hamlang, and what a pleasure to be here calling this match. Valenzuela PB Mendiola have 3 points to their name so far in round 1. They're looking to build on that, but it's been a bit of a struggle to start things off in this PFL season.
Yes, that's correct, Jing. They won against Philippine Army 1-0, and that's by Ruben Doctora, which is actually our player to watch in this match because he is the goal scorer for his team. And hopefully in this match, he can add more to their name.
The veteran, he's seen it all, he's done it all, and he has been providing much value to Valenzuela PB Mendiola, and that makes him the man to watch today as we take a look at the starting 11 of Coach Jason Soberano. Let's have a look at this. Etheridge in goal. Doctora will be leading the line for them. La Paz in the midfield. It's a strong lineup on paper. It's a matter of putting it together on the pitch for them.
Yes, for sure. And with Mendiola, of course, they really would want to get an additional 3 points in their game so as to up themselves in the standings.
So there you have it. They are going to be playing in a 1-3-5-2 formation in this one. So we'll see how they set up as we listen in to their head coach, Jason Soberano.
This game against Garelli is very important to us. We prepare just last 4 days because of the weather. we have the challenges in the weather. We need to win this game. This is the setting to get our momentum. We execute all the plan, the game plays that we do in training in order to win.
So there you have it, Jay Sean Soberano of Valenzuela PB Mendiola FC. Now let's hone in on their opponents for the day. Don Bosco GARELLI United, still looking for their first points of the season. In fact, looking for their first goals of the season. They've played 3 games so far, and it has not gone to plan. They took an L against Tuloy FC to start things off, and it hasn't really gotten back on track for them. Alex, what is necessary for Don Bosco GARELLI United to find that spark against Valenzuela PB Mendiola?
Well, of course, they have to focus on their defense, really locking in and staying tight. And that's because the formation of Mendiola, they are an overload with the mid. So they really have to take that into account and make sure that they mark each man there up front.
10 goals unanswered so far for Don Bosco GARELLI. As we take a look at their starting 11, it's going to be the leadership of Mahinay that they're going to bank on here,
This
but they
game
do have
against GARELLI is very
firepower
important
moving
for us.
forward
We
as
prepare-
well, with the likes of Michael Broby in there, Johan Embida, to provide them a little bit of that cutting edge. But right now, they have not been able to put the pieces together. We will see what their plan is for this match against Valenzuela PB Mendiola as we listen in to their head coach, Mike Daniel Riconalia.
Yung ginawa namin is inaaral namin lahat ng games na from the first game, second game, and third game, and I think we are doing a little bit better, but we are trying to find that first goal that we're missing, because like most of our games, first 2 games we had like double digits of shots, double digits of on target, but still we are in search of the first goal. So I think one way na makahanap kami ng goal is yung counter-attack namin. So we try to work on our defense, and our defense is a little bit disciplined, more better, but we need to win the ball, and when we have the ball, we have to be more precise, and maybe that's the time we can score a goal. So probably we can see, our expectation for today is that we will find our first goal, and then and probably not will be the last goal for the whole season. So maybe this is the start of applying what we learned from pre-season and then during this season.
Right on cue, Alex. As you mentioned, they've been working on their defense and hoping to catch Valenzuela PB Mendiola on the counter-attack. So there you have it, our second of our triple header serving on this Saturday in the Philippines Football League. A massive game for these 2 teams that are looking to get their season jump-started. Valenzuela PB Mendiola taking on Don Bosco GARELLI United. For this game to be swung in either direction.
Bosco GARELLI United, Coach Mike mentioned first, believe that you have to be in contact and very vocal with your defense and attack. So that means you have to be tight and have that positive transition from defense to attack so that it can be smooth and build up towards that goal, to that first goal that they want.
Both teams have had a bit of a rest because of the international break. Don Bosco GARELLI United coming off a 6-0 defeat to Cebu, and I'm sure they've taken a lot of time on the training ground to try to amend the things that were lacking in that contest. Meanwhile, for Mendiola, of course, they're not going to want to concede early here against Don Bosco GARELLI United. But one thing that they do have going for them is that they've scored some goals. They've gotten 3 points already. What is it that they need here in order to ensure that they get the 3 points? As on paper, it seems like they are the favored side against GARELLI United.
Well, I feel like with their formation, all they have to do is to prioritize their off-the-ball movements be able to find those square passes, those triangle passes, so that they can create those chances for them in the attack.
In the past, if we were to look at history, Garelli United had a 4-2 victory over Mendiola, but it's a different cast that we see here, a completely different setup, especially with Don Bosco Garelli United taking a hiatus from PFL action. So we can't put too much on the history books, but I would imagine that Valenzuela PB Mendiola will want some sort of revenge and a chance to make amends for that defeat that happened in 2024. Do you think things like this play at all a factor in the dynamic of a contest like this?
Oh yes, for sure. And I feel like that's what adds flavor to the game. Because of that fire and that, siguro yung sakit na yun yung nagpapa-fuel sa mga players to be able to give their all in the present moment.
Fantastic. So here we go. Kickoff just around the corner between Valenzuela PB Mendiola and Garelli United. We'll see you when both teams action. So here we go. Samuel Mendoza in the middle. He's going to be the man in charge. He's assisted by KB Nanyola here on the near side. On the far side, it's going to be Hussein Mag-Usara with Mix John Pineda as our fourth official. Quick look at our coaches. Jay Sean Soberano is going to be set up in a bit of a novel way to how we see other teams normally set up with their back four. Perhaps in a 5 midfield, he's going for 3-5-2. He's expecting to find inspiration from Takardon on the wing. He's got Doctora leading the attack for them. La Paz holding the midfield. It is a solid lineup for Valenzuela PB Mendiola. Meanwhile, for Don Bosco Garelli, you see Pape Nalang Priore leading the team talk. He's getting them pumped up for this massive game for them. Mbida leading the charge up front. Mike Daniel Reconalia on the sideline. Carl Claudio there as well in support. As we take a look at the substitutes, they are pretty packed on the bench, so we'd expect that there will be some inspiration to be garnered a little later on in the game. And here we go, just moments away from kickoff.
It's the middle, and Let's see. May the best team win.
Mendiola have had a tough go out here in the first round, going up against Manila Digger to start things off. They faced off against Army, got that win. And then it was matches against Kaya and Stallion. Certainly some of the heavyweights of this competition as we are underway now. Spreading it over to the left side. This back three is going to be something to keep an eye on. How will they cope with this attack from Mbida? Meanwhile, for Don Bosco Garelli United, started things off with a defeat against Tuloy, followed up with a gritty performance against Maharlika, actually. That was just a 1-goal loss that they suffered. And then went up against the heavyweights of Cebu. Still looking for their first goals, still looking for their first points. You could say that these two teams are well matched. Ardon combining with Doctora, but that's cut out nicely.
You can really tell that Mendiola is going for that high press, really wanting to get that attack earlier on in this match.
Almost robbed. Have the center backs up on the center line. Always dangerous if you give the ball away. Striker's got a clear run at goal. It's Shotaro Ishii in goal for Don Bosco Garelli today. Third over Reginald Riaso. For a bit of room on the right side. Cross is delivered. It's fallen kindly. Snapshot, edge of the area. That one just wide. Early attempt from Yuta Yamaguchi. Was the trigger, not shy from distance.
Lots of overload from Mendiola towards the left side of the pitch.
Good recovery in midfield. It has fallen kindly for Garelli. Mbida gets it out wide. Got support in the middle. It's nice positioning. Execution for the shot wasn't there though. Samuel Mendoza waves away any shouts for a penalty. Dean Bullen in the right spot. Could not execute. Here he is once more.
And very compact defending from Mendiola.
Dealing with the danger well. Venezuela PB looking for that outlet. They're still experimenting, it seems, with the best position for Doctora. Of course, Balot Doctora made a reputation playing up top. They've experimented with him in the midfield in a couple matches, and now it seems they're happy with him leading the line once more. Really engaging in this mid-block, forcing Valenzuela PB Mendiola backwards. All the way back to Jackson Riley Etheridge.
managed to invite Garelli to engage up high. They can break this press. They can find a bit of room going forward. No call for the handball. It looked like it struck the arm. Cardon
Has all that space, but overcrowded by the Don Bosco Garelli players inside the penalty area.
But winning the duel. Lots of room for a counter. Making a great run as well into the box. Yamaguchi wasn't found. Poland gets it wide. Yamaguchi now. A black shirt's in there. Mbida with a miss. Agodos. That's into the hands of Etheridge.
For Don Bosco Garelli, they are able to make those passes and build up towards that penalty area, but it really is that last step, that finishing that they need.
Into a great spot on 2 occasions. Poland misfiring, Mbida doing the same. Now, lively start from Don Bosco Garelli United to start off this match.
And Traore, very much the anchor for Don Bosco's backline. He's been sweeping those balls from Mendiola.
Quite settled yet, the men in white. Olin, as well as Eldwin Escosora getting entangled there. Escosora trying to clear the ball. Bolin putting his body on the line. Let's have a look at it. Oof.
That's a pretty dangerous kick. Very near the head.
Bolin putting his body there. A spot where he knew Escosora was in full swing. Appreciate his commitment. A look of concern from Carl Claudio on the bench. Bolin has been one of the players who has started the liveliest. Certainly hope it's nothing serious for him. Some solid contact. Eldwin Escosora, rather. Okay, it's going to be a free kick, a wide area, with Managodas lining this one up.
And given the set piece for both teams, it's a pretty evened out height. So this can go both ways.
It's floated in by Banagodos, 2 players to attack, but that floats out rather harmlessly. Etheridge happy to watch it go out for a goal kick. To 11 against 11. Tora's not going to win that aerial duel too often. Drops to collect. Dahan on the left side. Olin as it poked away. Pass. To the left side. In their connections now, Valenzuela PB. It's a poor one. Straight to Banagodos. Vida making a run. Touch too strong. Keeps it in play.
And what a great run from Mbida, but failing to connect with his other attackers just there.
Dora running the channel. He's being hounded very closely.
Again, great challenge from Traore.
Don able to find a teammate. Conventional, but still able to deal with the danger. All in behind. Controls well. He's got support on the right side. Opts to go to the opposite direction. Out comes the goalkeeper to collect.
And that was a pretty close call, but when you look at it from afar, Tacardon was wide open towards the side.
De Young starting to get more involved. It's going to be out for our first corner of the game. Let's have a look at that entry pass. She quick off his line. Spot the danger quickly. First set piece from Banagodos was left wanting. See if he does better here with the corner kick. Bouncing around dangerously. Chance for a counter. Sure it's back in numbers quickly. Robbie, loose touch. Chance to break for Mendiola. Switching. Don. Losing out, and here come Garelli. For the foul. Stopping the transition was Eric Manlapas. Catching Yuta Yamaguchi pretty clearly here from behind. Wonder if he's pretty lucky not to be called for a yellow there. Looked like a cynical challenge from Eric Manlapas. No attempt at the ball. Well, Mendoza opting to keep his cards in the pocket for now. Still early on in this contest, just 13 minutes in. Really play it short. Nice exchange. Long range effort. Just off target and into the hands of Etheridge.
Garelli trying to go for that 1-2 pass, but that last one was a bit too strong and goes straight to the keeper. It really is that final touch, that clinical finish that DB Garelli United need.
Either winning the header against two.
Great run by Bullen. There goes that cross.
Dangerous moment, second opportunity. Bullen winning a corner. And a handful to start off this match.
Lots of the attack has been coming from Bullen's side. And if Mendiola aren't able to check him, perhaps the scoreline can change because of Bullen.
Short this time, Banagodos. Deep delivery. Managing to keep the numbers forward here. Garelli swing it wide. Bullen once more. Cross is denied. On the same wavelength there, Banagodos just trying to get that one into a dangerous area. surprised at all by anything you've seen so far, Alex? 15 minutes into the contest.
Well, so far it does meet my expectations just because the formation of DB Garelli 4-2-3-1, I do think that it is more balanced. So taking up those attacks down towards their defending third, the middle block, they were able to do so.
Really, certainly quite pleased with how this contest has started. Naboda's in another corner. Cardoan doing well to win that duel. Bida winning back possession. Wriggle free. That shot is blocked. Tanaka denied. Venezuela PB Mendiola just a little bit upset the whistle did not go. Looked like there was an initial advantage. Bida able to regain possession very closely to that advantage played. Finding themselves on the back foot here. This little drop of the shoulder. Able to get the ball back. Maguchi the intended target. Medyo mabigat lang yung pasa.
Actually, Jing, sa makikita natin yung Don Bosco Garelli United, kanina pa sila nahihirapan maghanap ng mga passing lanes para sa atake nila. But then, true enough to the formation of Mendiola, because of their overload towards that middle, the 1-3-5-2 formation, they are able to stay compact and really eliminating the space for Don Bosco Garelli.
Taking their time here, Garelli. Godos. Beat of the team.
Don Bosco has been very patient with their possession. None of those forced passes whatsoever. Really trying to invite Mendiola to get that ball. But kudos also to the defensive formation of Mendiola, very much intact. And whenever a DB Garelli player takes possession, there goes that challenge, very disciplined. This time it's a 1v1, but not much threat there.
Deny a corner, playing themselves out of trouble. Fana. That to Etheridge. Good ball from the goalkeeper. Great little exchange to find some room on the left side.
Here's a change in momentum. This time Mendiola in the half of Garelli.
Feed that into Doctora. He's just coming back from an offside position. Haven't quite found the connections yet. Gordos. Growing confidence as this match goes on. On that right side, Yuya Tanaka. Lots of room to deliver the cross. And Bida! Called for the foul. He's getting an earful as well. Extra words from Johan Fofana, who has taken exception from Johan and Bida.
Great vision there. There goes that cross.
Strike just a little bit off target, but see anything wrong with this challenge?
Well, it looks like he did step on his foot. A great attempt there, but a bit of aggression there when it comes to that stepping.
He's gotten a warning from the referee. Mga Johan, away dito. A matchup to look out for, Traore versus Doctora. Traore has been very physical with Balot Doctora.
Yeah, and as he should. He has the height and he has the build for that. And it does show and it reflects the kind of defense that he has.
Tahan. Kwenta Cardon. 2 occasions.
Great challenge there from Tacardon.
Francis Tacardon doing a lot of defending as well.
I do have to agree, Jing. So far in this first half, most of the attacks have been from DB Garelli, forcing Valenzuela, PB Mendiola to go on the defense.
A look of concern from Jay Sean Soberano. These haven't quite panned out. Finding themselves on the back foot. Been able to find the control that they've been seeking, particularly in midfield. That could change now. Tacardon.
He has all that space. They switched it to the other side. An opportunity for them, but he decides to go towards the middle. Lots of men in black, and now it's a counter.
Bida. Got room for a shot. It's denied by Fofana. Tacardon getting back in time. Straight back to Garelli. That is a loose challenge from Johan Fofana. He's pleading his case with the referee. It's going to be the first booking of the game. Johan Fofana, the first man in the book. This challenge came in late. Really, he came in from quite the distance, committed to the slide. It was easy for the Garelli player to just push the ball away before the contact was made. Juan Fofana, sinusubukan niya sanang pigilan si Samuel Mendoza. Naiangat yung card. The referee was convinced.
And rightfully so. That was a pretty dangerous contact. But this time, let's see what Banagodos will do in this free kick. He's been the anchor so far, really, in this first half. Everyone looking to him to connect, to get those attacks.
Banagodos this time kind of curls it in.
Still
Offside called. Bida gets it. That's into the hands of Etheridge.
great timing from Etheridge, just in time to get that last attempt.
Traore getting involved on that set piece. One-way traffic, Alex. 4 shots for Don Bosco GARELLI. That last one was on target. Meanwhile, on the opposite flank, Ishii has been largely untroubled. He's come out once to collect a through ball. Otherwise, there has been no shots from Valenzuela PB Mendiola.
That's true, and most of their attacks, as of now, come from a direct ball or from the flanks, but
Michael Broby was upset that the foul was called. Like he was, could be shoulder to shoulder, but Samuel Mendoza saying he was a little bit from behind. And Christian La Paz equally upset that he wasn't able to play quickly. So there was an opening.
And there's a chance for Valenzuela.
Struggling in open play, perhaps a set piece would be what unlocks Don Bosco Garelli United. Is it shoulder to shoulder for you, Alex? Is that a good call?
Well, they do have the same height, so I figured that the best way is to really be in front of the defender so you can get that ball, that grounder.
Nothing coming of it. Ardon. A bit of free. Basa siya na mabuti ni Traore. Trying to release Embida here. That ball just curling wide. Cardona stayed down. Samuel Mendoza judging that Traore had gotten enough of the ball. We'll get another look at it. Just trying to execute a pullback. Like he got seemingly a lot of the ball.
Well, he did get the ball, pero medyo nasungkit nga ng konti. But the Cardon now being able to walk.
Hasn't yet found a lot of joy on the flank for Valenzuela PB Mendiola. Former University of the Philippines star. Challenge. Mr. Tahan. Lively outing for Don Bosco Garelli United. They seem like a side that is highly motivated. Great move here from Takardon. Cuts it back. Nobody home.
And he brought that all the way from the flanks towards the middle. But then unable to connect towards that end. But it's not over just yet.
Cardon puts it onto his left foot. What an opportunity. Just could not find the target. Had Shotaro Ishii well beaten at the far post.
Now it came from that cross. Collected by Takardon after that first bounce, cuts it, goes for that left foot, but it sails above the crossbar.
Perfect angle to see that it was within the frame of the goal, but just too high.
That would be one of the closest attempts of Mendiola so far in this half.
It's been their only attempt, Alex, actually. Don doing it on both ends. Again, putting his head to it. Pass.
It does seem that Mendiola, the attacks that do work for them comes from the flanks. So if they could really bank on that, maybe they can make more situations like that for them.
Balls on the pitch. Getting a lot of joy on this right side. No surprise they're continuing to venture on this flank. 30 minutes gone. Valenzuela, PB, Mendiola finding their footing finally in this game. After a very bright start from Don Bosco GARELLI United. With a loose one. Gustavo da Silva puts his hands up.
I do have to agree with that, Jing. It did take some time for Mendiola to marinate a bit before they started making those attempts.
Sora. Some distance on it. Opted to hit the brakes. Wasn't happy with the options on the left side. Us. Go long. So far, lahat ng binabato sa backline ng Don Bosco GARELLI may sagot sila. Panjo Mahinay is behind that. Tora. And his teammate Traore just about getting there. Frustration from Doctora. Appreciate more movement in front of him. Choi Tae-yang.
Not so much of a high press from Mendiola. Really prioritizing their defense as of now in the last few minutes of the first half.
Finding a pocket is Mbida. Rides the challenge well from Gustavo. Square it. Couldn't find a teammate. Two inside the box. Teams unable to put away that Sports Tribe ball, or official ball of the PFL. Close on a few occasions. Haven't had many attempts, but Valenzuela, PB, Mendiola perhaps the closer of the two teams to scoring. Etheridge will go along with this. It's so much fun to be able to connect with everyone in the Philippine football community. We appreciate everybody who's been following along on the journey on this first round of action. Just about halfway through already. We appreciate more of you getting involved using the hashtag WeArePFL across all the different social media platforms. And the one bringing that one down. Past his man, squaring it to Young. That is a great save from Shotaro Ishii.
And there it goes. That's the signature. That's their, I would say, their ambrosia. Dadaan sa gilid at ibibigay sa gitna. And there goes another attempt. Tagardon with the ball, giving it a beautiful first touch, but punched out by DB GARELLI's keeper, Ishii.
Two quality chances for Valenzuela, PB, Mendiola. Now enforcing a very good save from Ishii. And a kick. Swinger, punched out. So teammate getting in the way. Like that initial hit was heading on target. Nagodos will swing it wide. She is backwards. Managodos. See here, Bullet has drifted into a more central zone. Young losing out. Managodos to collect, trying to play in Embida, and just beyond.
What an eye from Banagodos, but easily collected by Etheridge.
For a bit of calm. Opting to go to the side where they've been the most dangerous.
Perhaps that's something that DB Garelli can learn from Valenzuela Mendiola. That through pass from Banagodos just a few minutes ago could have been another story if he had options on the flanks.
I'm starting to pick up. 9 minutes to go in this first half. Let's see from left center back, but he's giving it away. Now there are numbers heading in the opposite direction. That's out for a corner kick. Been racking them up now. Don Bosco Garelli United. Officially their fourth. All those who have not followed us on TikTok, PFL is there as well. It is _ we are PFL _ Connect with everybody on Facebook, on YouTube, as well as on Instagram. The break was stopped in its tracks by Garelli. Bida doing well. A very effective target man. This time for Fana getting there. Michael Broby, that is forceful. Exactly what you want from your defensive midfielder. Quick pause in the action as Fofana will need a moment to recover. No hard feelings from the two gentlemen.
Mendiola resetting the play and now going for that attack. But as soon as they get to the attacking third, DB Garelli is able to put a stop towards that attack immediately.
Gonna be a corner actually. She got a touch. Long range effort. Wasn't quite sure about it. In fact, he was well out of the frame there. Not sure what she was hoping for. I was trying to corral that. He's giving away a freebie of a corner. Bodas is there. Gucci succumbing to the pressure of Christian Lapas. Fana.
It looks like Mendiola needs more people up top. They're easily outnumbered by the back four of DB Garelli.
She not taking any chances. Just along with that, Robbie will pick this up. Dora getting a foot to it, winning possession. Dahan has been solid today. Running into the space, plenty of room. Delivers a great cross. Robbie, that's blocked. Straight into the solar plexus. That's a painful one for De Silva. Another attempt. Really went for power. Dean Patrick Bolin. Gustavo De Silva is going to need a moment. The wind knocked out of him. Quick look at the captain. Doctora. A frustrating evening so far. Hasn't quite been able to express himself at the tip of the spear. Bit of a break in the action as De Silva will be receiving treatment. So much football going on in the Philippines this October, and particularly in November as well, when we've got the FIFA Futsal Women's World Cup coming to town. Of course, tickets are already available. November 21st is the first match of the Philippines. Pretty incredible that we are going to be playing on the world stage once again. This time in the realm of women's futsal. Less than 3 minutes in regulation remaining in our first half. You'd expect about 2 or 3 minutes to be added on. You could join us on the PFL YouTube page. Gina Blang and Alex Lagman calling the action. 0-0 still between Valenzuela PB Mendiola and Don Bosco GARELLI United. It's been a very competitive affair, both sides with chances to open the scoring. The best of crosses from that right side. As we close in on halftime, who's the happier of the two coaches here, Alex?
Well, so far in this first half, most of the attacks have been coming from DB Garelli United. And seeing that the options they have up top, it is so much more compared to Mendiola, where we can see yung tumatakbo lang si isang tao lang, si Takardon lang, and medyo hindi ganun karami yung options nila sa taas. So, I guess DB Garelli is happy about that, but when it comes to the defensive play of Valenzuela PB Mendiola, it is also commendable.
Had some chances of their own to open the scoring. After a really slow start from Mendiola, we're pretty pleased with how they are ending this period. Now going the way of Garelli. Stay Young was trying to lean into his defender. Robbie runs into trouble with Fofana. Dora with the attack going.
And here's some last-minute action from Mendiola.
Fantastic sequence. Great interplay. Lead to that chance Ishii putting his body on the line. What a crucial stop.
They build up from the mid block, giving it to the flanks.
That's a great save. Fofana making the deep run. And fantastic football from Amir Aningalan, who had made the way all the way to the edge of the box. Very quickly, Shotaro Ishii becoming a key player for Don Bosco GARELLI United. Already 2 big saves for him. Oh, bouncing around dangerously. Crucial block. All of a sudden, GARELLI United in survival mode here.
Now opportunity for DB GARELLI. Their forwards checking if he had his attackers with him.
Another corner kick.
And that's a back-to-back corner kick. Let's see how Valenzuela Mendiola adjusts this time around.
Quite the flurry.
Both teams do have trouble when it comes to those aerial duels.
Another corner. Chose to go short on that first one. We'll see if they change tact here. Still over a minute to go. Do deliver it into the box. Punched away by Ishii.
And that's a bit of a high kick, but no call there. Play goes on.
Fofana goes down. We'd love to be able to see if there was contact. It seemed like it was light in real time. Fofana, however, going down in some pain.
As well as Mbida.
Next question we ask is, if there was contact, was it inside the box?
That's true. It could be a whole different story if ever there is a foul inside that box.
Fofana seems okay. This little turn from Doctora, gets it back. The shot is blocked. Missed clearance from Tahan. Denied a corner. Wriggled free. Mbida looking to run. Silva is there. Can't be much more time here until the halftime break. There is the halftime whistle from Samuel Mendoza. 0-0 at the break between Valenzuela PB Mendiola and Don Bosco GARELLI United. Almost like a tale of 2 halves within one period. United started off very brightly. The white shirts able to enter the break with a flurry, piling on shots, piling on corners, and really testing Ishii in goal. We're taking a short break. 0-0 after 45. We'll be right back. Halftime, players on the pitch. Valenzuela, PB Mendiola still without a goal in this game. Don Bosco GARELLI United still waiting for their first ball into the back of the net this season. But what a first half we saw. United starting off very strongly in the beginning, peppering the goal of Etheridge without really stretching the goalkeeper, to be fair. This was the only yellow card of the game, courtesy of Fofana. A lot of set pieces in and around the area. Banagodas was great for Don Bosco GARELLI United, really pulling the strings for them. This was the closest they got. But then once that happened, parang nabuhayan itong Valenzuela, PB Mendiola, and really they started getting plenty of opportunities with this man key to a lot of it. Francis Tacardong special in that first half.
Yes, I'd have to agree. Most of the attack has been coming from the flanks and specifically from Francis Tacardon. Talagang binibigay niya sa gitna, eliminating countless defenders and even having an attempt. And it's really that last step, that clinical finish that both teams are looking for.
Soto Ishii had a lot to do actually in that first half, but all of a sudden needed to make two big saves. As you can see, possession statistics going the way of Valenzuela, PB Mendiola. Perhaps a bit of a surprise given how slowly they started. From the men in white, they're going to be pretty confident going into this second half. If you were in the dugout, Alex, hate to put you on the spot, but what would you have said on the side of Don Bosco GARELLI United, and what would you have said if you were Jay Sean Soberano for Valenzuela?
Well, for Valenzuela, I would say that when it comes to our attack, we have to be there together as a team. Show up, make sure that you have off the ball movement so that we have more options and we have more chances in getting those attacks. While for DB Garelli, more aggression and more persistence, and have that spatial awareness when it comes to that attack so that you're not clogging that attacking area.
Substitution at the break. We had Yuyo Tanaka withdrawn in favor of Desmond Ngai. Yuyo Tanaka, a player we mentioned too much in that opening period. Perhaps that's the reason why Carl Claudio is looking for a bit more presence from Ngai. Here come United now. One player who was heavily involved is Don Banagodos. Comes from National University. Actually started in the PFL through the Ascal's development team. Now finds himself anchoring the midfield for Don Bosco Garelli United. Olin, also very busy in that first half. Looking for room, Mbida. Silva had stepped in.
This is a pretty similar picture towards that first half where DB Garelli was popping with their attack. Perhaps it is a similar take here in this second half rather.
Two number 28s getting entangled. Amir Aningalan, once again, proving dangerous going forward. It's Pape Traore who was pulled up. Bit of pain here. Corner kick. Early one for Valenzuela.
Straight to the second post, but it bounces off DB Garelli. Missed opportunity there for Valenzuela.
Already a better start to the first half though. It took them roughly 30 minutes before they really found their bearings. To Valenzuela. Give it a turn. Ay, medyo mabigat lang yung pasa. Sumobra kay Bullen. Already making a bit of an impact. His physique to good use. Desmond Ngai. Certainly going to provide a different challenge to this back line of Mendiola. Thread it through. Finding room in the middle. Olin. He's got plenty of pace. Finds Mbida. Chance at the edge of the box, trying to get it to Ngai. Crucial intervention. Keith Edulan in the right spot.
And talagang sayang yon. He was in position, but great anticipation from the Valenzuela-Mendiola backline. Really getting that interception last minute.
Really look interested in applying more pressure in their attack. Getting Ngai and Mbida and Bullen more involved.
DB Garelli signaling to give it towards the middle.
Maguchi was trying to let that one run. Both sides really coming alive in this second half. Lots on the line. Of course, itong Garelli United, 3 games pa lang sila in this first round. Still looking for their first points. Can match Valenzuela PB Mendiola. Already have 3 points to their name after getting victory over Filipino Army. Para naman sa kupunan ng Mendiola, an opportunity to create a 6-point separation from Garelli. Godos. He's been tidy in midfield.
Garelli again trying to go for that attack, but a bit of miscomm there.
Well, then getting a bit of support from Lester Tahan. With Valenzuela getting a lot of success on their right side. Mukhang Garelli interesado to probe naman on their left side. Perhaps forcing Takardon to do more defending than attacking. Seems to be working. I've seen Francis Takardon now with his hands on his hips. Just 6 minutes into this second half. Quite a tactic. Pagurin kaya natin si Takardon para hindi siya makasali.
Well, that's a pretty smart strategy if ever that's DB Garelli's objective.
Certainly Takardon was in the middle of all the bright spots for Valenzuela. Agodos playing quickly.
There goes that direct ball.
2-on-2. Medyo mahina lang yung pasa ni Embida. I was making the run.
We still have a chance here. Lots of space there in the middle.
Tora. Over to Lapas.
Switching to the play, trying to find an opening. Goes for that direct.
Has some great range. Itong si Lapas. Aningalan, one-on-one. That is a strong and clean challenge from Renante Bangi.
And that's something that they need, that switch of play, so you can catch DB Garelli off guard.
Aningalan lifting it. And what a chance from Takardon. Just could not find his bearings with that header.
Yeah, it's not enough to just hit the ball. You have to be conscious of where you're hitting the ball. And he just hit it up top and it went over the crossbar.
Aningalan showing that he's going to be an option for Valenzuela.
DB Garelli speeding up the play now, a bit more aggressive with their attack. Switching the play, trying to make that chance for themselves. There goes that cross.
Boland getting his head to it. He's going to win a corner kick. He's looking for handball.
Sadly, he was disappointed, but he did give them a corner kick.
Starting to become a nice battle in midfield. Christian Lapas and Banagodos. 2 metronomes for the 2 teams. Great range of passing from both midfielders as well.
A bit of a short ball, easily cleared towards the side.
That's going to go harmlessly wide. Etheridge watching it the entire way. Closing in on 10 minutes gone already in this second half. It's breezed by.
There are pros and cons in making those attempts, even though the range is that far. But honestly, if you keep testing the keeper, most likely maybe one of those attempts can lead to a goal.
Venezuela piling up the shots already. But it's Garelli. Have possession. Have it out wide. Looking for Tanaka. Rather Yamaguchi in the middle. Benagodos has it poked away. Lapas now.
He tries to cut it back, waiting for some recruitment, some of his attackers.
Space in the middle. Young gets it wide. Doctora trying to thread the needle. Didn't quite pan out for Mendiola.
Another chance, another direct.
Aningalan trying to shift his way away from his marker. In the end, losing out. It's going to be a nice battle between Aningalan and Renante Bangi. Ishii going long, but didn't get the distance he wanted. Guy gets it to Mbida. Godos has room. Nonchalantly over to Bangi. Guy now. Great cross! Fantastic finish! Don Bosco, Garelli United off the mark. Johan Mbida with a bullet header to open the scoring. Shake of the head from Jason Soberano. Because of this sequence right here. It was in front of his man, and it was precision as he thumps that into the corner. That's a way to get the scoring started this season for Don Bosco Garelli United.
That's a beautiful shot, and we have to take note that even if Mbida wasn't able to take that shot, he had another option beside him. And that's the beautiful part in that attack. Really, all those options available for them. And with just the right kick and just the right placement of these players, that led to the first goal of DB Garelli United in this match.
And it's an inspired substitution as well, mula kay Coach Mike Daniel Riconalla, as Desmond Tulia Ngay is the man who delivers the assist.
And that's the kind of players that you want getting into the game this second half, being a substitute. You want them to have that impact. You want them to be able to be a game changer. And that's exactly what Ngay did. He gave that assist. And with that, a beautiful 1-0 for DB Garelli.
Still plenty of football to play. Valenzuela trying to get back on the board. They won't do it like that. Well off target from Johan Fofana. Double substitution being readied by Coach Jason Soberano. No doubt in response to going down a goal. Juan Renya and Victor Fayol getting ready to join the fray. We'll find out who they will be replacing momentarily. Coyote needing to clean up.
Medyo may onting gigil na din ang Mendiola. They want to go directly to that attack, giving those long balls straight to their forwards.
It's Eric Manlapas who gives way.
Player number 23, Eric Manlapas, is replaced by player number 39, Victor Fayol. Substitution for Valenzuela PB Mendiola. Player number 19, Johan Fofana, is replaced
Fofana giving way as well. Those are the players substituted. Meanwhile, Garelli United in transition. Have three inside the box. Can Bullen find one? Just beyond Yamaguchi. Second opportunity for Bullen. Might get a third. Roby unable to take it under his spell. It's the substitute now, finding Takardon on the left side. Francis Takardon. Chance here for Valenzuela, and that is wide. Taeyang looking for a corner, but actually the play has been pulled way back as there was an early offside call. Flag of assistant referee Hussein Mag-Usara wasn't clearly visible right away. There's going to be a yellow card, it seems, on Desmond Ngay. Not sure for what. Cases like that, it has something to do with something that was done verbally. Bangi. Abbas gets it wide. Medyo mabigat lang yung return ball. Dream scenario for Don Bosco Garelli United. Found their goal. At 6 minutes or so holding on to it.
Yes, and given the scoreline 1-0, it is in favor of DB Garelli. But we all know in football, there is not much security with only one goal scored. So the objective of these two teams right now for DB Garelli, maybe getting that goal for security.
Valenzuela sniffing. Trying to get through on goal. Thought they had an opportunity, but Ishii has been quick. Meanwhile, United with an opportunity here. Fantastic setup from Yamaguchi. Mbida unable to find the target.
And that was a quick play straight to the goal kick. This time, Mendiola, no offside. There goes that offside call. Right now, the score is 1-0. And surely, Valenzuela, PB Mendiola want now more than ever is to get that equalizer.
Shoto Ishii wasn't taking any chances, wasn't sure if the flag was raised or not, but he did his job. Got in the way, stopped the shot.
And these are the kinds of mindset that you want from your goalkeeper and your back line, because offside play is risky. You have to give them that. So Ishii going out there and getting that ball is very commendable, especially as a keeper.
Basta walang pito. Tuloy-tuloy ang laro. Great touch from Ngay. Robbie able to turn. Don Bosco GARELLI United. Not only have they scored their first goal, but they are on track for their first 3 points, should the results stay this way. Yamaguchi wriggling free. Great close control, wins the corner kick. Hand on the chin here from Jason Soberano. Looking to his bench. Might need some extra support.
So far in these corner kicks, that high ball hasn't been working, which makes sense. This time they go for that grounder. Now a second one, but headed out by Valenzuela.
Tora getting it wide. This will be very dangerous. Bangi.
Slide, but someone else is able to take that run.
Oh my, a missed opportunity for Valenzuela PB.
That could have been the equalizer.
A great chance. Amir Anengalan with only the keeper to beat. It's a tough angle, but still, you'd expect him to get that one on target. Instead, he found the side netting. Golden opportunity, goes begging for Mendiola.
Valenzuela, they try to find their footing in this attack. Switching the play, DB Garelli clogging the left side of the pitch there. Tacardon making things happen, going for that tiki-taka again and again. And there it goes, he has that space.
And he's done it again. The veteran, Ruben Balot Doctora.
That's our player to watch out for, Ruben Doctora. And with that build-up and that teamwork inside the penalty area, leading to the equalizer of Valenzuela PB Mendiola.
Sensational stuff. Incredible interplay to lead to the opening, and once he was one-on-one with a keeper, full composure. Doesn't need power, just placement, and into the side netting it went. Ruben Doctora with his second goal of the season.
Great run, and they gave the back line of DB Garelli a pretty hard time adjusting from those tiki-taka moments.
He'd been struggling throughout this game as well, itong si Ruben Doctora. Hadn't found much joy against Traore. But in the moment it mattered, there he was, alive, alert, and clinical.
This time, we see this match on even field again, 1-1 for Valenzuela PB Mendiola and Don Bosco GARELLI United.
Sabi mo nga, a one-goal lead, it's never safe. You always want a cushion. And now, not only are there 3 points in jeopardy, potentially their chance at a point, as Valenzuela no doubt will be chasing all 3 now.
And as you can see, there's a bit of a spring in the step of Valenzuela, riding on that high from their most recent goal. And that's a bit of a pattern that I did notice from Valenzuela. They really warm up, and towards the end, that's when they start to show their surprising attacking elements.
Robbie putting in a great challenge. This could be a moment. Nguy looking for support. Only find a man in white. Doctora. It's done well. Fayol. La Paz. Showing some acceleration.
A bit too soft of a pass there.
Agoda's getting it out wide. Bullen unable to connect. Agodas will take charge. Bullen the intended target. Etheridge off his line. Minutes still to play. So much more football still to come in this contest.
Tacardon signaling his teammates to show up, to open up, to be an option for the attack.
That pass from Doctora, the vision. Curling that one out wide, and there is a corner kick. Say form is temporary, class is permanent. Ben Doctora oozing class.
And taking the corner is Tacardon. Surely he has that range, but impact-wise, I feel like he could really help a lot in receiving that corner. But he has another opportunity for that corner.
Delivered low by Tacardon.
And a lot of his teammates nakaabang dun sa second post.
This time headed away by Engay.
Di naabot.
Some distance for Garelli. Momentum has shifted firmly to the men in white. Victor Fayol showing too much to Desmond Engay.
Trying to make things happen in the penalty area. Pretty familiar sight here. Bounces off the keeper.
It's just so tricky. He doesn't have the same pace that he used to, but still. His timing impeccable to break free. This time Ishii able to deny. Bosco Garelli United need to find themselves here. Look a little shell-shocked. Francis Tacardon skips past his man. Things opening up for him. That shot closer to the stands than it is the goal. He's gonna want that one back. Lacking an end product at the moment, but you can see the potential there mula kay Francis Tacardon. Silva gets it to Fayol. Looking for the foul. Samuel Mendoza not interested in that.
Bit of misstep there, but still in possession is Mendiola.
It's out wide. Great pace.
There goes that 1-2. Now looking for each other inside the box.
Crucial header away from Banjo Mahinay. This game has opened up.
And it's a back-to-back counter from both teams. They've been running up and down the entire field.
And Bida going for the spectacular.
What an attempt, a bicycle kick.
His first touch somewhat let him down. Did not discourage him from making an attempt. Roby getting a foot in. catching too much of Doctora. Since scoring that goal, becoming more and more involved. Be a free kick. A deep one. Two players over the ball. Three to aim for at the edge of the box.
Just above the line, but headed out by DB Garelli. This time looking for the counter. Mendiola's backline trying to track back.
Beat up. More of a hopeful shot than anything.
Their formation.
Ben Doctora is
spread.
Onside and just wide. You can't believe it. It's a wonderful opportunity. Great spot to find him in behind. It's a great pass from the right side. Steadies himself. He's looking for the space on the keeper's left. It's not too far away.
The Cardon again giving it to the second post. This time it does find his teammate, but it goes directly towards Ishii, DB Garelli's keeper. If you look at DB's formation, you can tell that their backline's taking a while to go to that positive transition.
These are when the heavy legs really come into play. Well, then with a reverse pass, Yamaguchi! An incredible goal! Yuta Yamaguchi puts Don Bosco Garelli United back in front.
And it's really in these last few minutes when your legs are heavy, when fatigue is starting to settle in, you just have to give yourself that push. And that's exactly what Yamaguchi showed.
Kept his run going, found beautifully by Bullen. Great first touch and bang into the roof of the net. Fantastic finish.
Yamaguchi was able to afford DB Garelli a breather, but yet again to reiterate, they are only up by 1, and a lot can happen in these last few minutes of the second half.
Bullen has been lively all throughout this game. Dean Patrick adding an end product to it with an assist. After looking the more likely to go in front, Valenzuela finding themselves back behind. What a game we've seen here, a roller coaster of a second half in particular.
It's a bit-by-bit game where they try to one-up each other little by little. It's sending everyone here.
Well, then this time utilizing Yamaguchi as the decoy as he cut inside for the shot.
Mendiola sends it down the line, trying to penetrate from the sides.
Shifting it to the right side.
Pretty compact DB Garelli right now, forcing Mendiola really to switch the play.
room. Tacardon's cross. That was a header for Doctora. Easy in the end as it was directly to Shotaro Ishii.
That cross from the side and that team up with Doctora straight to the keeper. They are able to get those crosses, but it is that placing with that header that makes all the difference.
Yamaguchi opting to go back to the end line. Desmond Ngai had just made up 50 yards to get to the edge of the box.
Let's hope it's not in vain, because right now it is a corner kick for DB Garelli.
Desmond Ngai, you can see his expression. Bro, alayo ng tinakbo ko.
Well, in those times, the most important play is the next play. And this time, the corner kick, what usually works for them are those grounders. But this time, lots of substitutions for Valenzuela, Mendiola, as well as DB Garelli.
Dean Patrick Bolin. Is it that's coming off? Yes, it is for Don Bosco Garelli.
Substitution for
He's going to be replaced by Eugene Ariola.
Player number 10, Choi Taeyang, is replaced by player number 21, Felipe Martins Melgaco.
So we're going to see Martins Melgaco come
Substitution
on.
for Valenzuela, PB Mendiola.
Kamlush Ali,
Player number 28, Amir Adigala,
as well
is
as
replaced by player number 7,
Clyde
John
Razonable.
Razonable. Substitution for Valenzuela, PB Mendiola. Player number 5, Gustavo da Silva, is replaced by player number 26,
Gustavo
Kamlush
Silva,
Ali.
Nalan,
Substitution for Don
Giving
Bosco
way.
Garelli United. Player number 10, Team
well
Bolin,
as Choi
is
Taeyang.
replaced by player number 5, Eugene Ariola.
Quite a few changes. Triple substitution for Valenzuela, as well as a change from Don Bosco Garelli United as we enter final 8 minutes.
And DB Garelli did decide to take out Dean Patrick Bullen, who was responsible for those assists that really helped DB Garelli. So lots of shoes to fill for the game changers.
Garelli can apply the pressure. One more goal could be enough to see out this victory.
Straight to the
kick.
second post.
Godos connecting with that one.
But that header is off target.
A contribution that would have been. First touch para kay Eugene Ariola.
And there's a lot of things to consider when it comes to that corner kick. It also depends on the spin of the ball. If it is too much, you do have to take into account the way that you hit the ball with your head, the contact whatsoever.
Kamlush Ali had stayed up for Mendiola. It looks like he wants to get involved in just about everything. See, there's a spring in the step of Valenzuela. Fayol losing out to Ngai. Calmly navigating the situation. Vida.
A bit of contact there with the nape of his neck.
It's Yuan Renya coming in hot. Definitely too much contact before that ball was within range. A great shift up front for Johan and Bida.
It's always pretty concerning when there are collisions like this, especially with those head collisions, because you really don't know how it's going to affect the player.
Last 5-minute spurt from both teams. Carl Claudio would love to see this result through for Don Bosco Garelli United. Meanwhile, for Jason Soberano, he had a point in his grasp. Now, just wants something out of this game. Running out of time, though.
Right now, DB Garelli's priority is to not concede a goal. Yes, the ideal is to get one more goal for themselves, but protecting their goal does seal the deal for them.
Bangi. Banagodos in the middle. Misplaced pass from Banagodos. He hasn't had too many of those today. Finding room on the right side. Willing runner there in Ali. Okay pa ang atake. Yamaguchi. Couldn't wriggle free. Takardon. Surrounded by black shirts.
Last few minutes and you can feel the aggression from both teams wanting desperately for that possession. Mendiola creating space for themselves, trying to reset that play, slowing it down a bit.
See all the black shirts back inside their own half. Trying to let that one run. Nabasa. Ayore doing well. That skipping past. It's lovely play. Find room on the left side. Not sure Yamaguchi was actually offside there. Opted not to get involved. Trying to break free on that right flank. This is Takardon. Does he have one more moment of magic in him?
Well, given the way that he plays, he has that skill set. But really the question is, would he have that space to do that Takardon magic of his?
Really trying to shut down. Really make sure everything is clogged up. Ayol gives it away. This could go in behind. Johan Mbida has got Yamaguchi in support. Can the Japanese seal it? Off the post. What an opportunity. Yuta Yamaguchi was inches away from guaranteeing victory. Puts it into space here, left-footed strike, and Etheridge, what a save.
A pretty selfless decision from Mbida. He was in front of that goal, but decided not to take that shot. Gives it to Yamaguchi, and there goes. It hits the post.
That gives Valenzuela PB Mendiola a lifeline. Trying to curl it. Well off the target.
There will be a minimum of 5 minutes.
5 minutes ang idadagdag sa ating laro. Five minutes remaining for Mendiola to find an equalizer. 5 minutes to go for Don Bosco Garelli to keep their lead.
Switching the play, giving it back towards that left flank.
Direct, not working out. Bangi suffering from some cramps.
Pressure is on for Valenzuela Mendiola. They've got around 5 minutes to make that goal. At least to get that equalizer.
Quick look at Guy. Looks like play will resume. Need for any medical treatment.
Garelli going long. Now it's an all-out attack from them. Ensuring safety, clearing it away. Trying to keep the scoreline as it is.
Time running out. Everybody forward here for Mendiola. La pass. Entry. It's cleared away. Switch it. Miscommunication there. Not anticipating that Takardon was coming from an offside position. Razonable, a bit late to step. And Don Bosco Garelli United with an opportunity to milk some precious seconds off the clock.
At this point, Diola can't afford these kinds of miscommunication.
Ali gets it wide. Traore does the smart thing. Just lets it run. See how much it means to him.
Medyo may onting hila din doon ng Mendiola. But DB Garelli prevailed in that situation.
As much distance as possible from Ishii. Guy touching it on. Fall for Yamaguchi. Out wide.
Lots of black shirts in the box.
Guy pulled the trigger himself. Now the black shirts need to get back into shape. Christian Lapas. That's a great tackle, an important one from Mariola. Player down with cramps. Could this be one more opportunity? What a chance for Mendiola.
Such a beautiful setup. But with that kick, it sails above the crossbar.
That could be the final chance, the final opportunity. Both teams have needed to really dig deep to finish this match well. Don Bosco Garelli United are on track here to finish just in front of Mendiola. Found the go-ahead, endured Valenzuela's fight back. Not only the equalizer, but the sudden surge of attacks mula sa Mendiola. Then found their way back in front. Great character being shown here by Don Bosco Garelli United. But it's not finished yet. 5 minutes minimum to be added on. You'd expect at least a minute more, especially with a player needing treatment in Lester Tahan. We will see how much longer referee Samuel Mendoza will add. Garelli momentarily losing a man.
All ball, lots of aggressiveness right there.
Real opportunity. Right-footed effort is wide from exactly the man that you want to pull the trigger. Doctora unable to find the target.
It really is that technique for Mendiola. That setup just a few minutes ago with that body over the ball, it made that ball fly over the crossbar. This time it's off target.
What a nightmare that would have been for Garelli had they conceded with a player off the pitch receiving treatment. The 97th minute now. One last opportunity for Valenzuela.
They're inside the box, but easily collected.
That is it! Don Bosco Garelli United register their first 3 points of the season. And are made to work, made to dig deep. They get over the line and do it in style. Fantastic victory for DB Garelli United.
And of course, a very proud head coach, Mike Riconalia, checking all those objectives, getting those first goals, and as well as putting 3 points to their name in the table.
What a contest we saw here this evening. It really picked up in the second half with 3 goals. Johan Embida getting the scoring started in the 58th. Doctora responding 10 minutes later. But in the end, Yuta Yamaguchi had the final say, scoring the winner in great style. Let's have a look at that thumping header from Johan Embida. Their first goal of the season, by the way. Valenzuela did well to respond. What a goal this is. Look at the silky football with the fantastic finish from Doctora. It's game on from this point.
And a beautiful teamwork there, the tiki-taka. Really confusing the backline of DB Garelli.
Had their moments. Here's another opportunity. Doctora actually had that one touched wide. And then this, the finish. Yuta Yamaguchi firing that one into the top of the net. That was the difference between the two teams. Could have been more for Garelli. That one, due to the heroics of Etheridge denying a third from United. In the end, it did not matter as all 3 points go the way of Don Bosco Garelli United. Their season officially up and running is 2025-2026 PFL. Hope you enjoyed the action. That was just the second of our triple header on this Saturday. Coming up, a big one between Stallion and Kaya. My partner Alex Lagman. Thank you for watching, and we hope to see you for the next match.
How does it feel to be man of the match today?
Thank you. So I think today is so big win. So big win. And I'm happy to able to score first goal of professional league. So I'd like to appreciate to Dean. He is good assist. So but we lost first 3 games, so we have to prepare and organize next Saturday games. Thank you.
Last question. Is there anybody who you would like to shout out today? Shout out.
It was hard to keep mine, so it was difficult, hard work. So, but good teamwork. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.